Yeah, good morning once again. In the yesterday class, we discussed about couple of definitions. Those definitions are vulnerability, threat, risk, server, client, and also we discussed about EDR or next generation antivirus, NDR, MDR, XDR. So in this similar way, we discussed about what is meant by agent or sensor or collector, and also OSA layers and TCP/IP layers. So these are all the definitions we discussed. So now we will continue those definitions wherever we stopped. So let's start now. TCP three-way handshake. So this is part of OSI layers basically. So we have 7 layers are there part of the OSI. So fourth layer name is called transport layer. So transport layer, what it will do exactly? It will do segmentation, or it will do transport or delivery message from one machine to another machine, or one system to another system, or else peer to peer. So additionally, it will take care of the error control, and also it will take care of the data flow control. So that is the importance of the transport layer. So whenever any client to server communication or peer to peer server communication, it is happening part of the delivery side or transportation side. So there TCP three-way handshake will come into picture. For example, maybe you want to send an email to X to Y. You are a sender and recipient, maybe me. In that scenario, how that particular email is traversing from one location to another location. Finally, how I will receive whenever sender is sending an email. So those places, it will fall under the transport layers, sorry, TCP three-way handshake. So how we can define this practical terminology? So this is our diagram. So this is related to TCP three-way handshake. And as I said, this particular TCP three-way handshake will fall under the transport layer in the OS layer. So here you can see client and also server. As I said, you are drafting an email, and that email you are keeping as a hi, how are you? So that mail you are sending to some recipient Y, maybe your X. So how this particular overall backend process it will work, part of the delivery or transportation. So first client what it will do, so he will send synchronization request and server will respond back. In this scenario, SMTP server. So what is meant by SMTP server? So SMTP server will send and receive the emails. It's a simple message transport protocol. So couple of email servers are Gmail or Yahoo Mail or Hotmail, Outlook or Office 365. This one also we will call it as XN server, or else UCS server, Unified Communication Server, or else, as I said, Gmail server and so on. So these are all the different types of names are there part of the SMTP server. Now what SMTP server will do, so whatever mail you have sent, it will validate and it will respond back to client stating that yes, I will deliver, and it will reroute to respect to Y user. So as a synchronization plus acknowledgement. Now, finally, client will respond back with acknowledgement. So this entire process, it is happening in between client and server, total in 3 steps. So that is the reason this one we can call it as TCP three-way handshake. So why we will use this TCP three-way handshake? Mainly for the connection establishment. Okay. So I will give one more practical example. So if you want to withdraw money from ATM machine, so you are like a client and server is like ATM machine. And so you will insert your ATM debit card and you will enter PIN and also you will enter the amount. So finally, as a synchronization request, you are giving transactions to the server. Server will validate your PIN number and also amount, how much you are withdraw you want. And finally, it will respond back with synchronization plus acknowledgement. Finally, client will say, thank you so very much for giving the money. So this is the way. So in between client and server, so total client will send the synchronization request to server. Server will respond back synchronization plus acknowledgement, and client will respond back acknowledgement. Whenever we are referring acknowledgement, basically for the feedback. Okay. So synchronization is mainly for the initiation purpose. Okay. So acknowledgement is mainly for the feedback or acknowledging something. Maybe you are ordering something in Amazon or Flipkart. Whenever that particular delivery item it is coming to your home, you will give the acknowledgement, maybe OTP kind of thing. So stating that, yes, I received the item, whatever I ordered. So that is also called as one type of TCP three-way handshake. So here synchronization is mainly for the connection initiation and acknowledgement is mainly for the feedback. Okay. So that is overall process of TCP three-way handshake. So we have TCP two-way handshake also. TCP two-way handshake is mainly for the connection closure. So here it will use two different types of flags. One is finish flag and second one acknowledgement flag. So that we can discuss part of the transport layer in-depth analysis. Right now you can remember, so TCP three-way handshake. So TCP three-way handshake is mainly connection establishment purpose in between client and server to transport the data without any error control, without any data flow control. So that is about overall TCP three-way handshake. It will fall under the transport layer under the OSI layer approach, and it will use the data format is segments or datagrams. So that is about overall TCP three-way handshake. It is one of the very favorite interview question for almost all the companies. Okay, so how we can define in the technical terminology? Client will send sync request. So synchronization shortcut is sync. Synchronization request to server. Server will respond back with synchronization plus acknowledgement. And finally, client will respond back acknowledgement to server. So the total process is happening in 3 steps. So that's why this is called TCP three-way handshake. So as I said, so this particular TCP three-way handshake will fall under the transport layer. So I'm giving note. So TCP three-way handshake will fall under transport layer as per OSI model. Okay. And additionally, I'm giving one more note. TCP and UDP, it will use segments and datagrams to transport or just a data format. Okay, so that is about TCP three-way handshake. As I said, it is one of the very important interview question. So whenever you are explaining about this particular answer, not only just you can give the definition, you can give practical example. Maybe you want to transfer money in the Google Pay or Phone Pay. In that scenario, as a client, you are communicating to backend whatever bank server you are using. In this scenario, Phone Pay server. So you will initiate the connection as a how much money you want to transfer to X person. So now PhonePe server, it will validate your PIN number or multi-factor authentication. It will come back as a synchronization plus acknowledgement request. And finally, you will say, so thank you so much to the PhonePe server. So this is the way, not only just definition, you can give practical scenario as well. So that is about overall TCP three-way handshake. So TCP three-way handshake, mainly we can use it for the connection establishment. TCP three-way handshake can be used for connection establishment. Okay, so difference between TCP and UDP. So there are two different types of protocols will fall under the TCP transport layer. One is TCP, so transmission control protocol. Second one is UDP, user datagram protocol. So differences we can discuss part of the transport layer. So that is about TCP three-way handshake. Next one, we can go to IP address. So IP full form is Internet Protocol Address. And we have two different types of IP address versions. One is IPv4 and second one is IPv6. We have approximate private IP address range 2 power 64 that is equivalent to approximate 8 billion plus. All those private IP address already be consumed by all over the worldwide by different customers or different organizations or different companies. So that is the reason we are migrating from IPv4 to IPv6. Already in the North America and couple of other countries started to using IPv6. So even IPv6 we are using in India, part of the cloud services mostly into. So here coming back, what is this IP address first of all? What is this my internet protocol address? It is mainly like a numerical number or label assigned to each and every system. It is not a physical address, it is a logical address. So IP address will fall under the network layer in the OS layer. Okay. So each and every system we will assign one of the logical address to represent, to identify that particular. So whatever number we are assigning or label we are assigning, that label or number we can call it as IP address. Okay. So I can show practically how we can assign that one. So it is a numerical number or label assigned to each and every system in the organization. So that is called IP address. So in the computer network, in the organization and also in the computer network. When you say computer network, as I said, every device will fall under the computer network, not only just personal computer or laptop. So that is about IP address here. So example of IP address, I will give like 10.10.10.1. So this is one of the class A IP address. So once again, in-depth analysis, what is class A, class B, class C, class D, and class E, and what is private IP address versus public IP address. That one we can discuss part of classification of the IP address. We have separate topic is there. There I will discuss about in-depth analysis. So this one of the private IP address range in the class A. In the similar way, 172.16.1.1. So this is part of the class B private IP address. In the similar way, 192.168.1.1. So this is one of the class C private IP address range or private IP address. Okay. So these are the three different types of private IP address range every organization. So whenever you are onboarding in any company, just you can go on, you can see. So what is the IP address range? So or which number it will start? Most of the cases, 99, not 90, 100% cases. So our IP address either it will start with the 10 series or 172.16 series or 192.168 series. So these are all the private IP address ranges. Other than that one, everything is like a public. So whenever any instant investigation, if you are doing part of the firewall or EDR or DLP, or maybe web application firewall or SIM tool or any security tool, basically, first and foremost, you have to classify the incident, whether this particular abnormal activity or incident or alert or alarm is coming via private IP address or public IP address. First and foremost, you have to classify the respective attack is a insider threat or internal attack, or else external attacker is trying to do the hacking part. So how we can do this particular overall analysis? If you know about what is private IP and what is public IP, then obviously you can take care of the segregation, whether the internal attack it's happening, whatever incident I received, or else external attack from the attacker. So don't worry. So in-depth analysis we can discuss later. That is about IP address. If you want to check the IP address in your system or in your mobile, please go to settings and there you can click on about, I think. And once you're clicking on that one, you can see IP address and MAC address and default gateway. In this similar way, if you want to check IP address in our system, so we have to use one of the command line interface that is called CLI. So here I will enter command prompt. in the search button of my Windows machine. So after entering this particular command prompt, if I want to verify what is the IP address in my home I'm using, how my IP address is connected to my Wi-Fi router, from there how I am accessing, okay, so outside, and what is my subnet mask. So all those information we can see. For that one, we have to enter one of the command. So that particular command is called ipconfig. So these particular commands we will use regularly for our instant investigation purpose. Now you can see just a given ipconfig. Config is nothing but configuration full form. So I've opened command prompt. This is like a CLI. So CLI mean command line interface. We have to enter the command, and according to that one, in case if you are giving the right command, then only output will come. In case you are giving the wrong command, output will not come. Okay. So now, so there are different types of LAN adapter I am using in my computer. One is local area connection 1 and local area connection 2. And also whatever Wi-Fi I'm using right now, you can see here wireless LAN adapter Wi-Fi and IPv6 address. So this is IPv6 address of my machine. In this similar way, IPv4 address 192.168.0.120. Okay. So whenever you are using personal area network part of your home as a Wi-Fi, most of the cases we will see 192.168. This is the way each and every telecom service provider who is providing the internet, so they are using class C IP address. This is the subnet mask. So class C has total not all class C, every IP address has a 32 bit. So here class C, so class C has a 24 bit. So if you are converting that one, subnet mask will come as a 255, 255, 255. So don't worry about this one. As I said, we can discuss in-depth analysis in future. And the default gateway. So default gateway is 192.168.0.1. This is my router IP address, not router IP address. So this is default gateway from my machine. So if I want to connect to the respective Wi-Fi router, so first hub or first gateway or first machine, it will connect is default gateway. From here, it will go to ISP router, whatever. So Act Fibernet I'm using in my home. From there, it will reroute whenever I'm accessing any website to the public. So this is the way how the so traffic will go away from my computer to the external world. In the similar way, whenever any information it is coming via email, same thing, it will come through internet and it will hit my ISP router, it will hit my default gateway, and finally I will receive that particular message via email, example Gmail. Okay. So that is about so IP address, how to verify in our system in the manual way using command line interface. Okay. So that is about IP address. Next one, as I said, so where the IP address will come, note I am giving. So IP address is a logical address because it will change every time and it will fall under network layer. So network layer is layer number 3 as per YSL model. So that is about IP address, guys. So next one is MAC address. So MAC full form is media access control. So this will fall under the layer number 2, that is nothing but data link layer. So before going to MAC address, I want to explain about NIC card. Every system has NIC card. So NIC full form is network interface card. So once you are dismantling your laptop or MacBook or workstation or desktop or any server, we can see NIC. So what this NIC card will do, so it will be nearer to our power supply basically. So how this NIC card looks like, it will use a chip designing concept. So NIC card. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so this is NIC NIC card, basically network interface card. So this one will be developed or designed by respective VLSI design people, basically part of the embedded system. So here this NIC card, what it will do mainly, it will convert electrical signals into our data signals. Okay, so here we'll give the respective so data connector or else so power supply, whatever power is coming to our system or computer, so that electrical whatever we are receiving, that can be converted into so respective data signals. So that is the importance of the NIC. Okay, so why I'm explaining this one now? So basically this one I'm explaining. So every NIC card has one of the physical address. That physical address we can call it as a MAC address. Every system, it will maintain NIC card to enable to connect to network or computer network. So what is the functionality of NIC card? NIC card will convert electrical signals into data signals or data. So that is the importance of NIC card. Now, as I said, MAC address previously, every NIC card has a, that may be virtual or physical also. Every NIC card has one of the physical address. That physical address we can call it as a MAC address. Physical address is called as MAC address. Every system has only one IP address. So if you don't configure any virtual machine in our system, but every system has more than one MAC address also. Meaning what here? For example, you are connecting Wi-Fi in your home and also you are connecting to LAN as well. LAN has one of the interface. In the similar Wi-Fi has one of the interface. Now Wi-Fi has one of the MAC address. In the similar way, LAN physical connectivity has one of the MAC address. Every system has more than one MAC address also. Each and every interface, whatever we are configuring, so that particular interface has physical address. That physical address has MAC address. What is the conclusion now? So based on how many interfaces we are configuring, how many adapters we are configuring, according to that one, so MAC address will be so defined automatically. It will appear. For example, maybe in my laptop, I want to create couple of virtual machines. So how can I create couple of virtual machines in my physical laptop? So we can go to VMware ESXi, or else we can go to Oracle Box, and from there we can download the Oracle software, and finally I can create couple of virtual machines. Okay, so once you are creating virtual machine using routing concept and bridging concept, you can create virtual machine. Now physical laptop is my laptop. On top of this one, I created using Oracle virtual box another VM. So my physical laptop has one MAC address, and whatever virtual machine I configured part of the so virtual box using Oracle or VMware ESXi has another MAC address. So this is the way how MAC address can be configured, and each and every interface has the MAC address. So one system has a more than one MAC address also, but one system has a only one serial number. So serial number is a unique number. It's equivalent to our Aadhaar card, our passport number, our driving license number, so or our voter ID. So that is unique number. Every system, whenever they are developing, so that product-based company, so those companies we can call it as a OEM vendors, manufacturing companies basically. That may be HP or Dell or whatever. So not only these machines, so any physical machine basically, one of the unique number will be there. Even your mobile also has unique number. So as I said, please go to settings, and there you can click on the mobile and you can click on about information. There you can see what is the software version we are using, what is serial number, what is the MAC address, and what is the IP address. Okay, so that is the overall concept of the MAC address. So don't get confusion here. So as I said, virtual box is from Oracle. It's a free open software. There we can go and we can download a virtual machine. This is what I am referring. So maybe in my laptop, overall hard disk size is 500 GB. And if I want to create one of the virtual machine, it is not a physical machine, it's a virtual. So it's a logical. So I can go and I can download this particular Oracle software or Oracle software, and thereafter I can go and I can create one of the virtual machines. So if I want to create virtual machine in my laptop, so I can click on this Windows host, and whatever software it is downloading here, so this particular software I have to install, and after that I have to configure the bridge network or routing network, nothing but layer 2 network or layer 3 network. Then automatically network interface will be enabled and one of the MAC address will be generated. So that is what I'm explaining theoretical part. This is the practical way how to install it. Okay. So this is not only from Oracle side, even we can go and we can download from the VMware side as well. Okay. So MAC address always represent. So here I forgot to say one thing. So types of the IP address versions of IP address. So IPv4, Internet Protocol version 4, and also IPv6, Internet Protocol version 6. So IPv4 bit number is 32 bit. It's a 4 octas, and IPv6 bit number is 128 bit. So these are all interrogation, guys. Give me 1 second. I will rejoin. So I'm not able to share my screen. Give me 1 second. I will rejoin. Is it fine?
Okay, sir. Yes, it's no issues. Please.
I clicked on something when I'm typing, automatically screen is disabled to share it. So that is what it's happened just now. Sorry. Yeah. This is the way how we can, okay, so we can configure the virtual machine. And also, as I said, VMware, using VMware also, we can configure the virtual machine. Every Ethernet interface has a physical address is called as MAC address. This also we can give definition. And so based on how many node I'm giving, based on how many interfaces we are configuring. According to that, those many MAC addresses will be there for system. In my system or in our system, we are configuring, okay, so 10 Ethernet interfaces. One is for LAN and second is for virtual machine. Third one is for the Wi-Fi. Now we have total 3. So MAC addresses will be there. So that is what overall conclusion. Okay. So next one, MAC address bit size. It is 48 bit. So now how we can verify MAC addresses in our system using command line interface. You can go here and you can give get MAC. See, I given wrong command wantedly. Now can I see my MAC address whatever I'm using in my laptop? No, I can't see it. It is showing an error stating that it's a wrong command. Okay, so I given space in between get and also MAC. So now I can give get MAC. So this is the MAC address. Basically, this is the 48 bit. So this is what Ethernet interface right now I'm using. Okay. So this is the way how we can verify MAC address of our system. So right now I have only one interface. So that interface has one of the physical address. That physical address is called as MAC address. So that is about MAC address part. Then we can go for the log. So what is meant by log? So log is nothing but any computer recorded activity or any action is doing by an end user. So maybe example, take one of the Windows admin guy. So our local IT guy related to asset inventory part. So what is that local IT or asset inventory guy he will do? Part of the help desk. Whenever any employee is onboarding or when any employee is terminating as a resignation, now he will capture what is the username and what is the email address and also which part of the team he belongs to. Then finally, he will allocate one of the laptop or MacBook according to his roles and responsibilities, whatever recommended by manager. In this similar way, once that particular user is terminating after resignation, so then he has to hand over the respective laptop. So these particular whatever just now I given onboarding of the employee and providing the laptop and terminating laptop after the resignation, all these are local IT guys. They will take care of the part of their job. So he's doing the actions. He's doing his activity. He's doing his roles and responsibilities, whatever it is defined by the infrastructure team. So now each and every activity, whatever he's doing, part of the device management and asset registration, asset deregistration, all those are actions of the local IT or help desk guy, part of the every organization. Now whatever action he's doing and whatever activity he's doing, so then obviously back and some of the logs will be generated. Those logs may be authentication or authorization failure related logs. Those logs may application related logs. Those logs may be system related logs or configuration related logs and so on. So that is about different types of logs will be generated. That is example of the local IT guy, whatever roles and responsibilities defined. I explained one of the practical scenario. In the similar way, HR. So maybe HR person roles and responsibilities are talent acquisition as a part of. So he has to collect resumes from the Naukri or LinkedIn or Indeed or some other websites. Then he has to screening of the resumes and he has to forward to hiring manager. So after shortlisting of the resume, now HR team will conduct respective interviews and later they will release the offer letter, or maybe if it is negative feedback, so they will reject the candidate. So finally, in the onboarding time, they will take care of the documentation part. So these are all the roles and responsibilities of the talent acquisition as a part of the HR. Now, whatever action HR team is doing, each and every activity back and some of the logs will be generated. So in such a way, every employee or every end user or every, okay, so host machine, it is connected in the network, or every device that is connected in the network, it will generate couple of activity logs. Those activities, basically actions, we can call it as a log. Okay, each and every mission, it is connected in the organization, it will generate logs. That may be laptop or workstation or desktop or server or database or application or router or switch and so on. Okay, so that is called log. Any computer recorded activity or action is called as log. If you want to see logs in your laptop, now where we can go and we can see, so we can go to event viewer. You can type here event viewer in the search button of your Windows machine, and once you are clicking on the event viewer, whatever actions I am doing and whatever activity right now I am doing, each and every activity action. So right now I'm sharing my screen and I'm explaining about cybersecurity topics. All those things will be generated. So at 7:30 I switched on my laptop. So I entered my username and password to log into the system. Those things also it will appear. And whatever Google Drive or Zoom or maybe Excel sheet I'm using, each and every activity will show backend. Okay, so I can maximize this one now. Under the Windows logs, you can see here application. In my laptop, whatever applications I'm using and whatever applications I'm accessing, everything it can recorded, and that particular recorded activity is called as a log. In the similar way, security related logs, whenever I will log into system and whenever I will log out the system, so those time it will be log will be generated. That is audit related logs. In the similar setup related logs, in case if I'm doing some other configuration, just now I given 10 minutes back virtual box configuration part of the Oracle. So in case if I'm configuring something, maybe if I'm installing one of the software, so that software may be example of Nmap or maybe BitTorrento or maybe some other software. Now I'm doing configuration or implementation. So backend couple of logs will be generated. So system related logs is nothing but so what are performance related logs. So in my computer, so wherever if I will go related to task manager, I can go and I can see how much so consumption I'm taking care by my system. So that may be bandwidth or CPU utilization or RAM utilization and so on. So this is the way each and every system it will generate couple of logs. Those logs are application oriented or audit oriented or security oriented or setup or configuration oriented, health checkup or system related logs. These logs only we will integrate it to SIEM tool. Every machine whatever in the organization we are using are connected to computer network. So backend, so whatever actions are doing by those machine are asset, our applications, our databases, our network, or cloud. So based on the activity is doing by end user, so it will generate couple of computer recorded actions. Those actions we can call it as a log. Right now whatever I'm sharing in the screen, so these logs are from my computer side or laptop side. So these logs only we have to integrate it to our SIEM tool. Now what is SIEM tool? So first of all, SIEM full form is security, information and event management. So there are so many tools are there part of the SIEM. Right now number one tool is Splunk. Second one is Azure Sentinel. Third one is IBM QRadar. Fourth one is Securonix. Fifth one is logarithm, not logarithm, Exabeam. So as per 2024 quarter one survey. Okay, so there are other tools also. So those tools like McAfee and HP ArcSight or Microfocus or PortiSIM or Logarithm and also Cisco Manage Engine in the similar event tracker, ELK. So there are so many tools. Okay, so now how we can define this SIM tool? It is a log collection. First SIM tool will do the collecting of the logs using the different types of log integration methods or log onboarding methods. Next one is log processing. After collecting the logs, what it will do? It will do processing of the logs. After that, it will do the analyzing of the logs. So automatically SIM tool will convert that raw log, whatever it is generated to. So SIM tool understandable, that is analysis, but manual analysis will be done by cyber security analyst. Log analysis, log monitoring. It's a real-time monitoring basically. Log correlation. It will do correlating of one event with another event. Whenever any attacker is trying to do hacking, it will correlate all those logs. And finally, incident alerting. Nothing but, so one of the alarm or incident or offense or maybe alert will be triggered in the SIM tool. Once those alerts will be triggered, as a cybersecurity SOC team, we have to take care of the respective incident investigation or incident response or forensic analysis. Incident alerting, and finally incident investigation and forensic analysis tool. So that is about overall SIM. So first it will do the log collection. Whatever logs are generated to each and every device is connected in the computer network. That one we have to integrate it to SIM tool. That is called log collection. And log processing. Log processing will be done by SIM tool based on the hardware or software, whatever developers they develop the SIM tool. After that, it will do the analyzing of the logs by automated way SIM tool, but manual analysis will be done by to identify false positive and true positive, our cyber security analyst. And also it will do the monitoring of the logs, whatever logs are generating on the real time. And after that, it will do correlating, and according to whenever any hacker or internal employee, they are trying to do the illegal activities or abnormal activities or malicious activities, based on this correlation, incident will be triggered in the dashboard or maybe in the incident tab. Now, as a cybersecurity analyst, we will take care of the respective incident investigation or analysis or incident response or threat hunting part of the respective incident or alert, whatever it is triggered in the SIM tool. So that is about overall what is meant by SIM tool and how we can do the collection and also processing and analyzing, monitoring and instant investigation part. Next one is SOC.
RK.
Yeah, please.
So, where we get the classification of logs?
Classification of the logs, we can get it from the each and every log source. So based on the sys log, whether it is informational, here itself. So you can see information. It is one of the classification basically. So
Okay.
in the similar, there are total 9 different types of messages of the log as per the sys log. One is error, one is informational, one is success, one is unsuccessful. In such a way, total 9 classification will be get it from the respective log source itself.
Okay, and they do the aggregation part, right? That comes under where?
Aggregation will fall under the respective SIM tool, part of the log collection. Here,
Okay.
log collector will do the aggregation.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Yeah, security operations center. So security operations center, it is a dedicated room or site where our information security analyst or cyber security analyst will sit together as a level 1 and level 2 and level 3, and they will take care of the respective instant investigation or instant response or threat hunting or malware analysis or reverse engineering and finally forensic analysis. Okay, so now how we can represent this particular SOC room? So it is a restricted area. We should not enter any other person into our SOC room. So here, give me 1 second. Yeah. So this is the way how the SOC room looks like. So this is also called as a command and control room. So for example, maybe if ISRO is launching one of the, so GSLV or PSLV or Chandrayaan or whatever. So ISRO command and control team, they will sit in the Sriharikota and they will monitor, right? So what is the status of the respective rocket, whether it is in phase 1 or phase 2, or finally it is reached moon or sun or satellite and so on. So they will take care of the rocket monitoring by sitting in the command and control. But what we will do, we will take care of the respective security monitoring part 24/7. So we will take care of dedicated to security monitoring. So that is the only difference. Okay. So this is the way how the SOC room look like. And we have a couple of monitors, and also we have desktops, and we have laptops, and we have desk. And the first row they will sit like a level 1, and second row they will sit like a level 2, and third one they will sit like a level 3. And here whatever monitors it is displaying here, so one of the monitor will keep SIM tool, one of the monitor will keep firewall, one of the monitor will keep proxy, one of the monitor will keep EDR, and so on. So according to that one, whenever any alert will be triggered, automatically these cybersecurity SOC analyst will assign the respective ticket, and then they will take care of the instant investigation or forensic analysis. So this is the way how the SOC room looks like. So how we can define this one? It is a dedicated room or site where information security analyst or cyber security analyst will sit together and they will monitor security for 24/7 into 365 days. So that is called SOC. Now there are so many other names for SOC. SOC alternative names. We have SOC also called as CERT. So CERT full form is Computer Emergency Response Team. In the public sector or in government sector, so our Ministry of the Telecommunication sector side related to, for example, Navy or Army or any public hospitals or police department, for those people, they will call it as a SET. It's a Computer Emergency Response Team. India also has a Computer Emergency Response Team. So they will monitor Supreme Court related cybersecurity SOC monitoring part, hospitals related, police department related, Navy, Defense, Army, all those. So what is the website? We can call it as India Set. So this is on the public sector side. So cert.gov.in. So this is a part of the Ministry of the respective telecommunication and IT industry. So here you can see Computer Emergency Response Team. Whenever any hacking is doing by the attackers or hacker or into the threat actors, Ministry of sorry guys, I will recorrect here. So Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Sorry, I said Ministry of Telecommunication. Yeah. So this India set is a part of the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. So these people will monitor government oriented. Okay, so related, as I said, couple of departments, they will take care of the respective instant investigation. Okay, so we can get the regular updates as well, what's going on all over the worldwide. That is like a threat intelligence feeds. It's dedicated to India. In the similar way, we have USA set. So whatever in the USA, so whatever cyber defense center or cyber defense agency, part of the instant response, so they will take care of and they will give the updates in their particular folder. So this is about USA set. You have to follow these particular websites as a regularly, and also we have to read about and you should understand about what's going on all over the worldwide. So what are the new attacks are happening? So these are all two websites. There are so many other websites, but topic has come. That is the reason I am explaining here itself. So set in the public sector, just now I said, for example, Indian government or USA government or Australia or UK and so on. So next one is CSIRT, another name for SOC. cyber security incident response team. Okay, so couple of companies in the private sector, maybe Microsoft or HSBC or some other companies, instead of SOC, they will call it CSIRT. So cyber security incident response team. That is nothing but SOC only. SIRT. So security incident response team. So that is also part of the SOC only. It's alternative name or other name, as I said. Next one, CDC, Cyber Defense Center. So this is also another name for SOC. Finally, Blue Team. Blue Team is nothing but defensive team. That is nothing but SOC team only. So these are all the alternative names for the cyber security SOC operations. So why I'm saying all these alternative names, whenever you are applying any job, so according to the organization, whatever you're applying, they will keep either SOC or they will keep like a set or they will keep like a CSIRT or SIRT and the CDC or Blue Team and so on. So that is the reason I'm explaining about all these alternative names or other names for the SOC operations. So next one is proxy or SWZ, nothing but secure web gateway. Or app gateway, application gateway. So there are so many names for the proxy, secure web gateway or app gateway and proxy. Web application firewall is different and proxy is different. So what web application firewall do? It will take care of the only application layer 7 attacks, part of the OASP top 10. Yesterday we discussed already. So on the other hand, what proxy will do? Proxy is a part of the network layer. So not only network, even application layer also it will fall under, but as a perimeter security, we'll put under the respective on the perimeter side as a network. So whenever any end user accessing any website, so maybe you are a part of DevOps guy and you are accessing GitHub or Jenkins or Terraform related scripts or configuration files or CI/CD pipeline and so on. So now proxy, it will validate which type of website this DevOps guy is accessing, whether it is a legitimate website or application or whether it is illegitimate website or application. So according to that one, it will give the verdict or reputation check. And finally, it will say whether it is a legitimate website or illegitimate website. If it's legitimate, it is well and good. And finally, it will allow the connection. If the illegitimate website, and obviously it will block it. So that is the functionality of the proxy. And we have two different proxies. One is forward proxy. Second one is reverse proxy. So it will act like a broker or intermediate device. What is the proxy interview? So proxy interview, it is nothing but, so on behalf of the respective candidate, whoever is attending the interview, one more person will sit as a broker or intermediate device or a proxy guy. Then he will do the interview. That is called proxy interview, right? Same as it is. In between end user versus to a websites or applications, proxy, it will act as a intermediate device. Okay. So how we can define this one now? It is a bridge or gateway in between end users and also websites or applications. Okay, so that is proxy or web gateway. So that is one type of definition. Second one, there are different types of proxies. As I said, forward proxy. Second one is reverse proxy. So what is meant by forward proxy and what is meant by reverse proxy? A forward proxy meaning here when the internal employee is accessing the external websites as a outgoing traffic. So it will validate what type of websites internal employees trying to access. So that is like a forward proxy. For example, maybe you are working in Cognizant, so RCTS, and you are accessing one of the website name is called as Bank of America, or maybe Google, or maybe the Hindu news channel, or whatever. Now, in the Cognizant side, they will deploy proxy server. Now, whatever end user is accessing the public websites, it will validate, and finally, according to the end user request, maybe it will block or allow the actions. It will do it. That is like a forward proxy. In the similar way, opposite to forward is reverse. So what is meant by reverse proxy? When the public, they are trying to access our internal websites. So one of a candidate, maybe fresher or experienced person, he is applying job in Infosys. Now he's a public candidate. So he will go to Infosys careers page, and there he will upload his resume. Now whatever resume is uploading and whatever websites he is trying to access, that request first will go to firewall, and after that it will go to proxy. Now proxy, it will validate whether which end user or public person is trying to access, from which IP he is trying to access, which country is trying to access, is a legitimate or illegitimate or malicious threat actor or intruder. According to that one, whether is a legitimate person to access the respective internal websites or not. According to that one, it will take the respective actions, either allow or block. That is called reverse proxy. Okay, so that we can discuss later. Next one is inbound traffic. So what is meant by inbound traffic? It is like an incoming call. What is meant by incoming call? The call is getting from external person to our internal mobile to us. That is called incoming call. What is outgoing call? So we are calling some other X person. So this is like outgoing call. Same way, the traffic is coming from external to internal or internet to trust zone. That is called inbound traffic or incoming traffic. Okay. So this is also another name, but don't use this non-technical terminology, incoming traffic. We have to use inbound traffic. So better I will keep inbound itself. The traffic is coming from external to internal. Nothing but internet versus and intranet or trust zone or DMZ or DMZ zone and so on. Internet to internal is called as inbound traffic. Outbound traffic. So what is this outbound traffic? Opposite inbound traffic is obviously outbound traffic or outgoing traffic. The traffic is going away from internal to external or public. Is called as outbound traffic. So same example, just now I given proxy server example also. When the internal employee is accessing the respective public websites like a Google or YouTube, as I said previously, so that particular traffic is called as outbound traffic. In the similar way, so you are applying job in Infosys, as I said, that is like incoming traffic or inbound traffic. Now combination of these two, okay, so incoming plus outgoing or inbound traffic plus outbound traffic is called as a net flow data. Okay, so net is nothing but sum, right? It's a sum of the two traffics. Okay, so here net flow. So net flow is sum of inbound traffic and also outbound traffic. Okay, that is net. So next one, whitelisting. So what is meant by whitelisting here? Maybe couple of times whenever our internal employees, they are trying to access couple of websites and our proxies or firewalls, it will block it. Whenever any developer or any other machine learning team or data science team, they are trying to download something, our proxy servers, it will do blocking. Now in that scenario, as a business case, we have to make it as like an exception part, and we have to whitelist after doing the reputation check analysis. So allowing of something is called as whitelisting. So what type of things we can allow? Maybe IP address, or domain name, or website, or URL link, or maybe hash value. So these things we can do whitelisting. Nothing but we are allowing as exception part. In case our tools are showing as a malicious content is there, and according to that one as a analysis part after we complete it, then we have to do the whitelisting part. Okay. Allowing of the content is called as whitelisting. So for example, IP address, hash value, URL link or website, or domain name. Okay. Opposite to whitelisting is called as a block listing. So same thing here, we'll block. For example, one of the external attacker, he's trying to do the brute force attack, or maybe he's trying to do the phishing email attack, or he's trying to do the SQL injection attack, or SQL injection attack, or DOS attack. So in that scenario, whatever IP address and where he's logging, and he's trying to do the hacking or exfiltration. So we can go and we can check the respective IP address analysis using a couple of open source tools. And finally, we can go and we can check the reputation, whether it's a malicious content of the IP address or it is a non-malicious, whether legitimate or illegitimate. According to that one, we can go and we can do the block listing. For example, one of the phishing email we are receiving from 1.1.1.1. So for that one, after receiving the incident, we will go to virustotal.com. It's one of the open source websites. It's a free of cost. We no need to pay any money. It's a public website. Everybody can access from anywhere. So here we can do the file analysis. Here we can do the URL analysis. Here we can do the, okay, so you can see URL analysis, IP address analysis, domain analysis, hash value analysis as well. For example, maybe I'm giving 1.1.1.1 and I'm checking the reputation now. Yeah. So after giving the 1.1.1.1, here total different types of vendors are existing. So this is the way how the inventory will be maintained by virustotal.com company. So those vendors are, for example, so Cybel, Abusix, Acronis, okay, Elinvault. So all these are different types of companies. Now total 92 vendors are validated. Whatever IP address I given here, 1.1.1.1. Out of 92 vendors, one vendor said that so it is a legitimate 1 by 92, meaning what here, and also it is showing as a red color, but don't say red color or green color or yellow color. Out of 92 vendors, one vendor is showing as it's a malicious content of the IP address. Now, what are phishing email we received? So we concluded maybe it is a malicious IP address. And now after that, we can go and we can block the firewall, this particular IP address. So this is the way we can do block listing. Blocking of IP address or URLs or domains or hash values in firewall or proxy or maybe EDR, maybe in the DNS server is called as a block listing. So after doing all these analysis, we'll go and we'll take care of the respective blocking as well. So this is one of the practical example. Blocking of the data or content is called as block listing. So here same thing. Once again, IP address, hash value, URL link, and also domain. So that is about so block listing. Next one is the hash value. So hash value is a combination of both. Okay, so characters and numbers. And also we can define other way also. Digital representation of the file as also called as a hash value. For example, so just I'm going to Google and I'm typing hash value generator. So there are different types of hash value generators are appeared here. So for example, maybe I will go to MD5. It's a very famous one. Any website you can go. Now my password for my Facebook may be password at the rate of 123. So this is the password I am using for my Facebook example. So click on generate. Now you can see here MD5 hash SHA hash. So whenever the password storing in the Facebook backend server, it will not store like a plain text or clear text. So whatever password, it will be converted into hash value. Those hash values only, it will be stored in our database. In front of the hash value, it will add a salt value also. So this is MD5 hash, this SHA-1 hash. So MD5 is a legacy or outdated one. So SHA-256 we are using most recent one. So now you can see this hash, it's a combination of both characters and numbers. For example, 2 is a number and C is a character or alphabetical, right? So this is called hash value. This is one way of the representation. In the similar way, so I will go back to virustotal.com and I will upload one of the file here. So I will go to, for example, this file and I'll click on open. I'll click on confirm upload. Now different vendors are validating my file, whatever I uploaded, part of virustotal.com, and they are verifying whether this particular file contains any malware or not, malicious content or not. Still it is running. Total right now 58 vendors are scanned this particular file, 60. Let's see. So far no vendor is detected. It's a illegitimate file. Yeah. So whatever file just now I uploaded, part of the virustotal.com, and 0 by 63. Previously, when we are verifying 1.1.1, it is showing as a malicious content. But now when I'm uploading my file, it is showing a 0 by 63. Whatever file I uploaded, it's a completely, it's a non-malicious or legitimate file. You can click on go to details tab. Now you can see MD5, SHA-1, SHA-256. These are all called hashing algorithms. So always we have to use SHA-256. MD5 and SHA-1 is completely outdated or legacy. Okay. In case my file has a malicious content now, what I have to do? I have to delete that file based on the criticality of the file. Okay. So that is the way how I can make sure that infection should be cleaned in my computer. So this particular hash values, you can see combination of both characters and numbers. So how we can define hash value now? It is a combination of both characters and numbers, and also a digital representation of the file is called as hash value. Okay. So that is our hash value. I think I covered almost all the very, very important topics. So whatever definitions and whatever terminology I will use regularly. In the today evening class, I will go and I'll re-verify something I missed out. In case if I don't missed out, then what I will do, I will go and I'll explain today evening class at 7 p.m. IST. So full names. When I say full names, acronyms basically, for example, TCP. What is the full name of TCP? Transmission Control Protocol. For example, IP. What is the full name of IP? Internet Protocol. So in the evening class, we will discuss about dedicatedly full forms or full names or acronyms. Okay. So that's all for overall definitions, and these definitions are very, very important. There I missed out a couple of things basically, like encryption or encoding or decoding, those things. But anyways, wherever the topic it will come, there I will explain once again all these. But so from last 3 to 4 classes, what are we discussed? There are so many interview questions. There are so many everywhere interrogation only. So threat, vulnerability, risk, web application firewall. I forgot to say firewall. Give me 1 second. Firewall or NGFW, next generation firewall. So what this firewall or next generation firewall it will do? It will monitor inbound traffic, nothing but incoming traffic, and also outbound traffic, meaning outbound traffic. Combination of both is called as a net flow. And based on the policies configured, either it will allow the traffic or deny or block the traffic. So that is called as firewall. So firewall is the first entry point in any organization. It's like a perimeter or internet facing, we will call it as. So this firewall, what it will do, it will monitor the incoming traffic, whatever traffic is coming to us in the form of IP packets, and whatever traffic is going away. So it will monitor, and according to that one, it will take the appropriate actions based on the policies we configure. For example, maybe you are sending one of the email, that email contain malicious content. Now that email, whatever you are sending outside world, okay, via Gmail or via Outlook or Office 365 and so on, the traffic first it will hit our SMTP server. After that, it will go to the switch, and after that, it will go to proxy and NIDS, NAPS. Then it will go to firewall. Now firewall, it will validate is there any malicious content or traffic is existing as outbound traffic. In case it is existing, then automatically it will block that particular email. So this is the way how the firewall will monitor inbound traffic and outbound traffic, and based on the policy whatever we configured. When you say policy, it's a rule, basically condition or regulation. So according to that one, it will take the appropriate action. That is called firewall. Okay. So that's all about. So couple of definitions we discussed, and each and every definitions what are as we discussed for past 4 classes. So there are so many interrogations, guys. So in case if I missed out something, I will discuss part of evening class. Once those definitions are completed, once again I will go to acronyms or full forms of the respective protocols or any other topics wherever we are going to use regularly. So from tomorrow onwards, I will start our networking concepts. First topic is OSI layers. That's all for today, guys. Do you have any questions? Any questions?
RK sir, tomorrow also we have 2 sessions, sir. Morning and evening.
Tomorrow, no, only I will take one.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Your wish. If you want, I will take 24 hours also. So your wish. So whether you need 1 session or 2 session.
But the thing is, for habituating the things, if you go through once, whatever we have written, just we have a break, like, so that we can go through and we can review once, and then
Yeah,
we
that
can.
is the reason. Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. So that is the reason I will take tomorrow only one class.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other? Okay, guys, that's all. And so I already uploaded last night video, and this particular video I will upload within 1 hour. And thank you so very much, and see you evening.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.